look at queues. Okay, so in queues, what are the topics? Okay, so we look at obviously introduction. We look at introduction of the queues, introduction. Okay, and then we look at implementation, and we can see definition of the queue, definition of the queue, of the queue. Okay, and then implementing queue using arrays. We'll see implementing the queue, implementing the queue using arrays, using arrays. Okay, that is the next topic is we'll look at the operations, operations that are Enqueue and D Dequeue, Enqueue and Dequeue operations we'll see, and we'll look at circular queue, circular queue. We'll say circular queue. Okay, and there is a input restricted queue, input restricted, output restricted, output restricted. Okay, we'll see these queues as well. Okay, if time permits, then we'll look at these things as well. Then the seventh concept of this one, double-ended queue, double-ended queue, double-ended queue, and we'll look at some of the things that are priority queues, priority queue. So in priority queue, there are two things that are ascending and descending. Ascending priority queue and descending priority queue. Okay, so to implement this priority queue, to implement this priority queue, will use unsorted array, unsorted array. To implement that, we use unsorted array, and then sorted array, sorted array, and we use min heap as well, min heap as well. Okay, min heap as well. So in the queue is very important. That is introduction of the queue we'll see, and definition of the queue, and the implementation of the queue using arrays. Okay, the operations. What are the Enqueue, Dequeue operations? We'll look at them as well, and then circular queue. Okay, and then input restricted and output restricted queues, and then later we'll look at double-ended queue. So we can insert both sides and we can remove elements from both sides. We look at that as well. So in the implementation part, if you take it this one, if you look at this queue, uh, implementing this one is very tough, very tough, very tough. Okay, priority queue. In priority queue, there is ascending and descending priority queues. For ascending and descending priority queue, to implement them, to implement by using these things, implementation, implementation to implementation use unsorted array, sorted array, min heap to implement the priority queues. Okay, yeah, this